Hey there, folks. I'm Tracy, your tabletop florist, and today I'm getting prepared for a photo shoot that I am providing florals for tomorrow. My dear friend Jessica is the owner and mastermind behind Savory Experiments, and she's collaborating with All Recipes for a photo shoot. So she invited me to do all the florals, and that is what you see before you today. If you saw my other video, you saw me preparing for individual pieces that will be spread kind of all throughout. I wanted to do a pumpkin arrangement for this photo shoot as well for a couple of reasons. One, it's just that time of year, and so of course a pumpkin flower arrangement makes sense. Two, as I was looking up, for different ideas of how I wanted to go about getting the flowers into the pumpkin, I came across Ellen Frost, and she is the owner of Local Color Flowers here in Baltimore. And she has beautiful flowers, beautiful arrangements. And she demonstrated a no carve pumpkin flower arrangement. And she also put a challenge out there to people or for people to do a pumpkin flower arrangement, but a no carve version. So that's actually what I have elected to do. Instead of going through, cutting a big hole and then cleaning everything out and then finding a vase or some sort of vessel that would fit down into the pumpkin, I am doing this no carve version with this. This is called an Oshun Pouch or an Oshun Pouch. And basically what's in here is coconut husks, and you puncture the bag and you soak it for just a few minutes, and then you can use that to place on top of your pumpkin or on top of whatever, and then you can add your flowers into that. So that's what Ellen did, and that's what I'm going to do. I have these two pumpkins here. I really liked the color of these heirloom pumpkins and the shape, but I think I'm going to start my arrangement with the green pumpkin. One, I'm just really drawn to this color. Two, it doesn't already have like this huge, this huge stem. So I would have to get rid of this, and I don't feel like dealing with that right now. So I'm gonna put this one off to the side, and I'm gonna start prepping all of this, and I'm gonna walk you through all of this and do it just as Ellen did. So as you can see, this is the pouch that I punctured and stuck in the water, and you can see quite a difference between the two. This one moves around and it's quite thin, and this one doesn't. It's pretty solid and much larger. So what Ellen did was she took a small plate like this to sit on the top in the center of the pumpkin. I'm sure you could just set it down directly as well. This almost kind of seems like maybe a more simple way of doing it for me. And I think I might actually go this route. I haven't done this before, so I don't know if this is a good idea to just put it directly on, or if I should be doing what Ellen did, used a plate. I had these tapes out here to help secure everything. What Ellen did was she put the pouch on top of the plate and then used a thin floral tape like this to help secure the pouch to the plate. And then she used a really thick double-sided tape to adhere the plate to the pumpkin so that it wouldn't fall off. Now, one thing with this pouch is, yes, it has all this water in here, and it will help supply water to your flowers while they're in the pouch. But you will need to soak it daily so that it reabsorbs water and can supply the flowers with the needed water. So that's something for you to keep in mind, and maybe that's why Ellen had opted to have the plate. But I think I could just, put this in a shallow dish with the flowers in it and just let it absorb. So I'm just gonna set it right there and we're gonna get going. Put this off to the side just a little bit. I have my flowers out off to the side. If you watched the first video, you'll see I already went over these flowers, but I'll go ahead and go over them again. These are white hypercum berries. This is ranunculus, but it's a different variety. And then I have some eucalyptus and then these really lovely large mums. I have some Italian ruscus left over from some of my other flowers that I already did. So I put them in here just in case. And then I also have these wheat tails. So if I end up wanting to add those in, I can. Alrighty. So I'm going to start out with some greenery. I'm going to start with the eucalyptus that I purchased for this specific project. I like the drapiness of it, and I felt like that would be a nice way to kind of also hide the pouch, because that's something you need to keep in mind and consider when using this for your arrangement. You can just poke directly into here, or if you have difficulty with that, then you can, I'm going to trim this a little bit shorter. Then you can pre-poke your holes and then insert your flowers or your greenery in. So I'm just going to start going around and putting in my pieces. I'm just kind of angling these down a little bit. When I'm done with this, depending on what everything looks like, I may go back and then insert more underneath to kind of help hide the pouch. But we're going to just fill the top up first and see how this comes along. And if I need to change anything, then I can. One thing about the holidays is you get to be a little bit more creative and festive with your arrangements. And so, of course, doing a pumpkin arrangement just made perfect sense. I actually really kind of like this pouch. It makes it really easy. I'm going to save this one for the end because they have a lot of really short stems up here, and those would be perfect for hiding the pouch if I need to. When you get pieces, yeah, like eucalyptus, and they have tons of, stems coming off of the main branch, sometimes depending on what your arrangement is, like this one, it makes sense to cut off the small stems and use them individually. Use as much of each plant and flower as you can. Okay, so this is what it looks like so far with the pouch and what I've got going on. And if you notice, everything is just kind of draping out around to the side. It's kind of like, like an umbrella effect. Okay, so next I think I'm going to try and put some of these mums in, and I'm just placing these all throughout. with varying heights within the greenery and all over. I'm gonna bring one more mum into the mix, and then I'll start adding in other pieces and kind of see what things are looking like and if I want to add in any more mums. Okay, so as you can see, they're just all throughout, okay? These ranunculus are quite delicate, so I might have to puncture the holes first before putting these in. Let's see. So I am having to guide this in quite a bit more. So I don't want to break my stems. I really like how whimsical and drapey these are. They're really fun and playful. I am trying to leave the thicker part of the stems, if you can see, because this one splits. This is of course thinner and it's thicker. So I'm trying to, if I can, leave the thicker part so that I have more support and it's easier to get the flower to go into this pouch. So because these ranunculus drape and fall to the side, I'm also considering that when I'm placing them, like if they are going to drape some, is it going to be, you know, an amount of draping that I'm happy with? Okay, I don't really have any over here, so I'm going to place them over there. And then I'll move on to some other pieces. Okay, add in a little bit more over here. I don't want to use all of them up right now, just in case I want to go in and add in some other pieces. After I'm mostly done. This is a relatively simple arrangement just because it only has a few pieces. And what I mean by pieces, like the ranunculus, the mums, the eucalyptus, and then the hypercumb berries. So there's not a ton of different flowers or plants or berries that I'm using. I feel like sometimes it can get overwhelming if you have too many elements to add in. But if you just pick a few to kind of start, you might find that more helpful. I'm almost kind of like zigzagging the position of the hypercumb berries in here. Okay, so I've only got 2 of these left. I may move this guy. I don't know if I like it there. Okay, so I just pulled this one flower out from over here and there's a sizable hole in it now and a bunch of the husk just came out. So Working with this pouch, it's not as forgiving if you want to move things around. I'm gonna start filling in a little bit more with the rest of my eucalyptus, or let's see if these would, oh, actually these would look pretty cute with this. This is not what I had intended, but I'm totally gonna add these in. Let me see if the ruscus will help. Yeah, I'm gonna add this in as well. Okay. Get in some variation with more greenery, texture. What just happened? This will help me to hide pouch a little bit more. And so I cut this in half because it's so long. I'm just gonna use this other bottom half. Maybe this is what I'll do at the base. Let's put some of these. I'm gonna cut this quite short just because of how I'm angling this. How many of these do I have? Okay, 4. So I can get 8 out of this. Maybe more. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna spin this around. I'm gonna cut this in half and see if I can utilize this in this way to help get more out of it. Get out of this ruscus stem. And oh, this is right where I pulled that mum out. Use that hole. I'm gonna shorten it just a little bit, but I'm gonna be gentle when I pull this out because otherwise I'm gonna get dirt everywhere. Okay, there we go. Look at that. You know the one thing about making flower arrangements is that you can plan, right? But it's really just a see where it takes you type kind of thing. So right now I'm just looking at where I need coverage. Could use spot down over here. Okay, so everything's mostly even. I do have a bit of a hole right here, so there we go. Let's put some eucalyptus. Okay, and so at this point, I'm still just kind of making sure you can't see the pouch. Hey there. My phone died, so I didn't get to finish recording, wrapping up my pumpkin flower arrangement, but this is it completed. As you can see, I did end up adding in the wheat tails, there's the eucalyptus, and then a little bit of the Italian ruscus throughout as well to help fill it out, and you cannot see the pouch, which is great. This is cute, I like it. It's a nice spin on a pumpkin arrangement, and the colors, it still has those Thanksgiving tones, but it's not, I would say, like the typical Thanksgiving colors. So I like it, it's cute, it came out well. I would love to see what you all do for the pumpkin challenge as well. I would love to hear what you think of this. Is this something you would recreate? Is this along the lines of what your holiday decor looks like? Or are you feeling inspired to do something like this for your holiday decor? This would make a great centerpiece in a large table or on a large island. It is quite large. So if you're looking for something a little bit smaller, maybe don't use the pouch. I feel like because I had to make sure that the pouch was concealed, I had to use a lot, and this was much larger of an arrangement. But if you're looking to do maybe a pumpkin arrangement, but maybe something a little bit more scaled back, I don't know that I would use the pouch. You might go with the more traditional, you know, just cutting open a pumpkin and then putting a vase or some other container inside of it that you could then put your flowers in, and something that would be smaller and would help you to make a smaller flower arrangement. But yeah, this is my pumpkin Oshun Pouch flower arrangement challenge results. Thanks for sticking around. I'll see you next time.